go. Hey folks, Nick Tockert here with the Historical Fencing Guild. Sorry. It's a little brisk today, so you're getting autumnal mode, Nick. And yes, I'm wearing the wrong glasses. I'll get yelled at for that in a moment. Misplaced my glasses holder. Much better. Now, before we start the show, I do need to call some things out. As usual, I have to put out to our sponsorship from IndieCD.org. They provide us with the fancy StreamYard that lets me broadcast to all the places I'm broadcasting. IndieCD.org is the independent creator directory, your one-stop shop for the best and brightest authors, artists, musicians, and other creators who can help you make your project happen. Also a great place for you to maintain hosting online. So, welcome aboard. The Historical Fencing Guild is also, of course, made possible by our amazing patrons. Over at our Patreon, patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild, we have a few tiers. I need to work on them. I always say that. But for as little as $1 a month, you can help me keep acquiring gear to review, to get everything we need out to the people that I serve when they come out. I keep the facilities running. Right now, we are doing everything we can on about $30 a month, which is why I have had to delay some of my purchases and other items to be able to afford to do what I do. That is my budget. That is what I'm working with. We are also made possible in part by the sales of the Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear. My ongoing series of Western martial arts books. We have a bit to talk about today, and when we get there, I want to thank the couple folks who donated into the drive for the Cursed Armor review. Very few of you were able to make it, but that's okay. I appreciate those who can, and we may answer some other questions as we go. But I want to put a huge shout out to Off in the Woods, Frog G, Ronald Rain, Bladed Thesis, Brian K. Morris, Cindy Kep, and Steve Augusto for helping me keep the lights on. You guys are amazing. And if you want to join their numbers, consider becoming a Patreon member. You do get theoretically a bi-monthly blog of what's going on. You get direct answers. I will go down sword-related rabbit holes for you, video subjects, basically you name it. Now, you guys were very excited about what you wanted to do to me this week, being that you wanted to show me armor and react to it. We set up the Cursed Armor review, and we got a few responses. So we're going to go right into our chat. We'll talk to that. And we'll go from there. And maybe we can extend this to next week as a redo. And Foxy was here at 7, at nearly 7, very early. I saw you, believe it or not. It was very, very helpful to me to know that someone was there as I was setting up. I've been fighting some very bad computer issues. I suspect largely to the number of storms slamming my area right now. So we have that. And Thesis comes in, and hi, Foxy. You did warm my heart. And here I come to watch the stream. That's right. And we're glad to have you, Thesis. Jedi Nick makes an appearance. Yes, when I am not in show mode, I am in, my more natural environment of autumnal colors and warmer attire. So basically, if I'm not wearing Hawaiian shirts, I prefer to wear I don't even know what you'd call my palette usually, but autumn colors, deep greens, russet brown oranges, reds, yellows, mostly browns though. Uh, not quite a Jedi, uh, and I am really distracted by how much of my hair is poofing up. See, I am at one of those points where if I don't cut it, I'm either going to have to cut it off or let it grow long enough that the weight pulls it back down a bit. And we're going to go. It was hard to find anything that wasn't covered by Jill Barrett in her armor reviews. I almost threw a pic of the Spartan armor from 300, but I didn't know if that broke rules. Okay, first and foremost, I have not excluded anything that anyone else has reviewed. It does not bother me because on some of the cases, having a different background than Miss Barrett, I have different rankings. So I have no problem politely disagreeing with my internet colleague, although she's much higher up ranking than I am. Let's see. And we've got Kitty in the chat. Spartan armor, leather thong with a cape and helmet. Much armor. Okay. Let's talk about that. We're going to crack right into whatever you've inflicted on me. I can tell I have 3 images. 3 you guys sent me. That will not do as much psychic damage as Kitty's line. Friends, do you know why the Spartans were able to hold off so many with so few? Part of it was training. And part of it was the very point that they wore body armor and their opponents didn't. In the ancient world, having functional body armor and decent training is a huge force multiplier. The literal reason the Spartans were able to Spartan is they had Spartan armor. Q300, great movie. Not going to say it's not fun, but the point of the Spartans was not glistening abs. It was that they had a bronze cuirass, they had a chest plate, they had shields, they had training. It's fascinating. No. My soul bleeds at that. Oh, and I'm getting messages. One moment, I need to turn off my notice thing. And I wonder how much drivel it is, because, I mean, the audacity. Well, it's not even opening, so we shall see what we see later. And we'll just do that so my situation works. But no. Spartans won in part because they wore armor. Let's see if you correct, all 3 are for me. Yes, I believe they all are, and I will go into them with comfortable levels of depth, and then I may have to just go through and hit Halloween armor and see what comes up on Google, because my safe search should keep me relatively safe. We may see. Let's see. I think it's more the fact that they showed their rock hard abs to intimidate. I mean, look at Kratos. There was some of that. Naked combat was something that was very common in the ancient world. For a lot of reasons. If you're thinking the Celts, Johnny, there's oh yes, they ran into battle naked all the time. Save for some very potent woad and other things that caused hallucinogenic states and frenzies. It's a wonderful deep dive to get into, and I have not prepared that for today. But yes, Ancient World, they did engage in nude combat quite a lot. And yes, there was a lot of nude wrestling. And yes, it grab him by the winky was not unheard of. But what's the point? What's the point of my abs, working on my abs, if I got to cover them up? First off, the point of working on your abs is to go, not show, you know? You want to be able to actually lift and do things, theoretically. The fact that they look nice is a whole different thing. That's why when you're looking at hypertrophy, the calisthenics and the swimmers look so aesthetically pleasing when they get their muscle groups in line. However, you look at what real strong men, quote unquote, are built like to this day, and you'll see that musculature is great, but you have layers of fat to protect things like the spine and to retain water so you don't die of dehydration mid combat. Celts knew their warfare. They did have some really neat things, including essentially to pine pitch napalm, which was quite a surprise for the Romans. People talk about the Roman Empire, but it was the little dark men of the forest, so quick to laughter and tears, who broke through Rome for the loot of 1,000 years. To borrow loosely some phrases from Michael Longcore. Because, dear boy, it's hilarious to cover your abs, and then when somebody tries to get you, they break their hands. Now, see, that is funny. That is absolutely great trope. Nude combat sounds like code. Naked combat. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Now that we've had our dose of unscheduled nudity discussion, excuse me. Let's see if I can't bring this up. We'll go through. God, bring this up. We'll go through the 3 images we have today, and then I will deep dive some more interesting things. I have the technology here. Give me just a moment. Item boom numero uno. While we wait for our system to load. Okay. Daedric R. Wow. Okay, we're going straight into Skyrim. Okay, friends. Okay, well, let's start. This does get some bonuses right off the top, in that it is theoretically armor. It covers all the vital bits. There isn't a bunch of skin. There are no high heels. That's a plus. Lack of heels are a plus. I'm having a little trouble telling what is what, but the whole chest piece has some flaws because I don't think you're going to be able to bend worth drivel in that middle piece. I can see where it's cinched. I can see where it sort of implies, but I'd be really worried about getting mobility in the waist. Not that you need a lot, but you need some. The higher cut here does imply that the hips should move fairly well. The lower pauldrons are not bad. The arm plates, again, not bad. It looks to be plate over leather. This would be incredibly hot. That shield is not as bad as you might think it is, because that shield looks sort of like the dueling shields. It's really hard to get details because this is black on black with a black background. Now, that being said, there are some obvious flaws in the parts that our man Johnny's probably loving the absolute most, being all these spikes. However, you're expecting me to rage on them. Are they dumb? Yes. Will they get snagged on things? Absolutely. Let me come over here. Oh, I wonder, why are you? System. There we go. Interesting. That shouldn't work that way, but it does. Okay. Because I have my art screen set up so that I can actually look and see. And see, the problem is if your arms go up, those spikes would hit the side of your head, but not nearly as bad as a lot of ones I've seen in armor. What I can see happening, actually, and I find it hilarious, is that these kind of crab claw, let me see, can you see my cursor? You can, cool. These crab claws could actually hook and with the right head angle catch into these, and you could have your head stuck at an angle attached to your pauldrons. This is why we don't like spikes. But, dear viewers, a simple trimming of the pauldron spikes would turn this into relatively functional armor. And I'd have to fix the whole ab region because that's not. It's hard to tell if there's articulation here or not. It almost looks like there's decoration over articulation. So it's kind of bizarre, but I've seen worse. So I'm not really going to say it's terrible. It's excessive. And we've got, let's see, how can you say it's unscheduled when we do it every week? I've come to expect it. Well, I try. You've come to cause it, Johnny. All the spikes. Anytime I think anything, I think, how many spikes do you want? True. But of some Daedric outfits and gear, this isn't as terrible as it could be. Heaven forbid you need to raise your arms over your head and so someone slams your spiky shoulders into the side of your head. Exactly, because that's going to catch. It's interesting. I see the shield thing, but I don't see what weapon they would pair with it intentionally. So it's an interesting set. It is, of course, terrible, but it's with little adjustment, I think we can make it work. So let's go to the next one. Okay. Now see this. What I suspect happened here, and it's delightful. Yes, they cut the eye slits. Oh no! What is that? They cut. This fellow's so happy to see you. The eye slits wrong, and had to move them down. Is what it looks like to me. This looks like an error was made. I'm see the eye slit error looks like this isn't even meant to be worn right now. It's in progress. And they just had to real quickly cut out more eye slits. Yeah, Mandy had to do that with the gray helmet. So this helmet has two way too high eye slits, a space, and two more that have been cut out and folded down. So they have like under eyelids. And then I don't know if that's a nose piece, but yeah, it's a smiley face. This is a dopey guy, but I want to point out also the rivets that are sticking out here and here, how far out they are. The missed hole here, misaligned with whatever this turned rivet is. This is somebody's homemade armor where they're learning how to armor without the books. So what I see this is definitely somebody's work in progress. You see the ding up here. They probably didn't use heavy enough armor. They didn't use heavy enough steel. Just everything about this says homemade to me, or improvised or modified. So this is another one of those where, yeah, I could be dorky about it, But this really looks like somebody banged together out their armor. And I bet at the end of it, they were a better armorer than the beginning. So this does not bother me all that much. You think it would, but this has a very SCA kind of vibe to me. And we've got Forsworn armor is worse. It mostly looks like a potato sack underwear with some bones thrown on. It is. And smiley face. It looks so happy. I'm happy. Clank along if you feel like a night without a Lord, because I'm happy. Uh-huh. But honestly, I could see... I'm more impressed by this than a lot of other things I see, because this means somebody was learning at least. And since I've worked with a lot of newbies, a lot of people trying to make it, mistakes were made, but corrections were attempted, it looks like. So I really don't fault this nearly as much as you think I would. Is it great? No. Does it have obvious faults? Sure. Did they learn a lot doing it? Probably. And is it better than no armor? Absolutely. Whoever made this is somebody I probably could talk to and have a good time with. Okay. This is one of those where a stylistic choice was made. And the stylistic choice was wrong. So I am really, really, really painfully torn. Can I zoom in? Yes, I can. Why am I torn? Let me explain to you. Okay. That is a gorget. It's a little low. It should be higher on his neck for protection. And these guys with their helmets, that's not bad. The chest piece, not bad. The riveting, not bad. It looks like they used pop rivets to attach the shoulders, which, while I would never say use pop rivets in actual combat, if you combat sports, I would say if that's what you have, that's fine. Hold on. Nilfgaardian armor for when you leave your armor in the washer until the next day. Yeah. What I know exactly what they did and how they got this. I would lay money that all the rigid pieces here that we're seeing, okay, are barrel plastic or HDPE or some type of plastic. And what they did is they used probably fake leather as spray adhesive and crumpled it on to get a veiny effect. But don't be fooled by the aesthetic. You know, and I have not seen the series, so I don't know anything about anything. I don't even know what series it's from. Apparently it's from The Witcher. But I don't have Netflix, which is why I've never seen it. But let's look at this. That's a decent helmet, okay? The kind of crown motif top helmet. That's going to stop and deflect. I like the sweep in the back. That's going to help better protect the back of your spine. I mean, it doesn't have face protection, but this is a fairly common type of helmet you'll see in one variation or another, all the way through to modern day, actually. The combat helmets that guys wear are not that far from those shapes. But the shoulder articulation, that almost looks like rugby armor. Almost. It's a little bit better, but it's similarly set up. So looking at that, the level of articulation that has, they should be able to move okay. He's got a little bit of a problem with his back, with this right there. with his plate sticking up. But that's still, I mean, that's protective. There's very minimal gap, but by the cut, that's where that cut line is. You're going to have good protection. Once down, it's nearly sealed. Let me see. Where's my mouse? Okay. Johnny says, can't be fooled. It looks pathetic. Don't mean the functionality part, but both over and under. Yes. The aesthetics chosen for the series are questionable. But the function, and that's what I see. I see the function. It's like, yeah, that looks pretty darn stupid with that over layer of again, very thin. See, this over stuff, if you look at the pinching here on the gorget, so let me see, does that show up? I want to make sure you can't see it for some reason. Sometimes you can see my mouse cursor, sometimes you can't. But right straight under his chin, you can tell by the tightness of the pinches how relatively thin this cover material is, especially off the edge next to where you see the two riveted strap. That's going to give you, that tells you that this is just decorative over leather-like fabric, probably. But this means this armor is probably not too light, not too heavy. So I'm torn because it looks, the decoration added to it looks absolutely dorky. But it looks like, from what I can see, mind you, I can only see a little bit of, do they give me any more to work with? No. So we'll go. I love that these guys are wearing a coif of some sort, that the helmet's not just tapped on their head. I don't know if that, yep, it appears because there's this one piece next to looking down and grim, semi-mustachioed man. They're probably trying to disguise that that's a modern nylon strap. But the helmets look like they stay. The coif is going to add padding and the hood. So like the shapes are extra simple, than the texture is too much. No. Power Ranger fodder enemies had more care. It does not. Yeah, it does not give us. It does not spark joy aesthetically. However, practically, it does make me happy because it is a depiction of armor that would work. This is stuff that I would mourn what they did to it. But if I had to pick amongst the three armors that I saw, I would definitely wear this kind of stuff. It's not terrible. I love the ceremonial shield just stuck there. It really is. The armorer went, it's going to be safe, and some designer went, but it needs texture. And it looks like certain parts of male anatomy spring to mind. I'd rather die on a battlefield looking better. I don't want to die. And see, there's a wonderful way to fix this problem. It's called a tabard. You take yourself and you make a very narrow poncho-looking thing and you throw that over it. Tabards hide a multitude of sins. I think I just heard my wife snortle in the living room at that phrase. But it's not, like I said, it's not terrible. It's not pretty, but it's not terrible. So let me see. Did anybody give anything else? Nope. So we're going to come solo layout for me in my little black box because I didn't fix that. I'm going to just for a moment do this. And I'm going to take that away because that does not need to be there. And I'm going to, I'm looking for something and I lost it on my monitors. That doesn't need to be there. I thought I downloaded that image. Yes, I did. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a picture going fairly large if it opens up for me. And I will find you something. I found something today in my travels that soothed my soul. So I expected, I showed this just a couple minutes before stream started, that that made me very happy. So what I'm going to show you is, let me see, share screen. Bam. Look at this. Look at this beautiful beastie. Oh, it for some reason it took the picture and cut. I don't need that. Oh, there we go. No, go away. Look at this. Some beautiful, beautiful. What is it? Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm being completionist here, but give me a second. Just turn that off. There we go. Look at this. This is a single piece of steel that a bladesmith made into probably the most lovely dussock I have ever seen. And I want 2 of them. They are beautiful. They are organic. Can I get it to? No, I can't get it. No, maybe I can. Okay. Look at the way the Damascus is built and left unpolished, unlike the blade. This, friends, this is the stuff of dreams. Look at this detailing. Because it was done by, he made the whole rig out of Damascus and then polished around the loops and swirls he wanted to keep exposed. If that doesn't just make you melty in your various zones and regions, I do not know what will, my dear viewers. I didn't get blade details. It's not terribly long. Judging by the grip, that might be a 18-inch. It may, something between 12 and 18-inch. Again, depending on the grip size, but I don't have any way to measure it. This is a thing of beauty. To the best of my knowledge, it is not mass-produced, but I think it's great. Foxy apparently agrees. See, Foxy needs 2 of these right now. And Johnny, in his wit and subtlety, is calling them pretzel blades. How delightful are these? But I needed this as a moment of beauty. And polypropylene guys, look at this model. You could do this. You could mass produce trainers that look like this. And yes, the guard is a little except it's a little problematic. That hook's a little iffy in that it could catch on things. But gosh, is that beautiful. I'd love to see how they feel in hand, though, because in hand trumps everything. But we're going to stop this screen. I realized how to make myself suffer. So what I am going to do is close this down, close that down, come over here. Mail, let's go Walmart. Yeah, no, let's just go Halloween, medieval. And we will say armor. And I am going to just hate myself in just a second. Let's see. That was full screen. My nose being itchy. I got a fuzzball on my nose. How did I don't even want to know? Like one of those little fabric pom pom things. Let's see. Not make armor. Yep, Amazon. Let's see what Amazon is trying to put out as armor. Shall we? We will move this over here. Expand that. And we will go. Oh, share screen. Oh, yes. By all means. Here we go. If anyone hasn't, I highly suggest watching Jill Barup's armor reviews. Her Just Stab Me Now category is some of the ugliest designs I've ever seen. You may have to steal some thesis. Yes. Well, see, I have seen most of those, but let's get going through. Oh, medieval armor. Okay. How do steampunk waistcoats count as medieval armor? I love steampunk. I love waistcoats. I am chunky, so they don't usually fit me like I like. But all right, here we go. What is this? What is this? Okay. The bracers aren't bad. Got no beef with the bracers. I've made bracers like that. That's fine. What is this garment? Oh no. Oh no. Look at this. Ugh! What is this? Oh my. I was going to rag on the other one for being insufficient, but let's. What is this? This is not art. What? Okay. They were trying for some brigandine kind of strapping, and they just. What is. Well, okay. The skirting that is totally pointless, that is cut in ripples so it looks like it's folded. Here, please kill me here, or let me make sure my heart is exposed. This armor was designed by somebody who was stabbed to death a lot, and they didn't realize the holes came from the attack. That is terrible. That is horrible. This looks like fabric with. Okay. Aesthetically, could this be vaguely pleasing? I could see, guys, this being neat in a sci-fi setting. If you added spurs, those of us who watched Andromeda. Yeah, the kilt was missing most of the kilt. Yes. Good enough for Saya, good enough for me. But I couldn't look at that anymore. It was too stupid. I don't understand. What is this? Okay. That actually helps a little bit. I'm not sure what this lacing was. Go back. Okay. Oh, that's the shoulder. Yeah, that's the shoulder. Is this all leather? Wow. They literally say, okay, yes, I see what they're going for. Cindy makes a great point. Only good for right-handers on offensive. Except, yeah, because it's mirrored. So if we went this way. The idea being, theoretically, they're adding armor to the most exposed points for a right-hand attack. I can see that. I need a weapon. Give me a weapon. Yeah, there we go. So, because you have to mirror this a little bit. I'll do it this, yeah. My chest has to face that way. Here. So it would cover here and here. At left-handers, but there's mirroring going on. I can see what they tried for, but it's missing. It's missing. Yeah, this is exactly what I came here to see. Now I kind of like the supposed Viking ankle pants. Like those could be comfortable. I could, you could fight in those. Let's see. This is not armor. This is accessories. Let's look at this guy. Let's look at this California costumes guy. Okay, now this is, of course, 100% faux everything. But I have seen worse. Because if all this fabric was made of chainmail, then you have a tabard over it and a few key pieces of armor. Pauldrons, looks like a vambrace, possibly to sabatons, and a demigaunt. That's not terrible. For Halloween, not bad at all as a design. I can't complain too much about it, although some of these poor models look like they've had their souls. Or lefty in defense mode. Yeah. But let's see. There it is in multiple colors. Let's see. What's going on here? Now they're getting away with this because it's fabric, not. At least all the important bits are covered. Right. In the previous. Every armor needs accessories. Accessories are beautiful. Trust me. And I've worn some pretty interesting armor patterns in my time. We got shoulder pauldrons, chest piece, implied, vambraces, skirting. That looks like a short skirt. And that's the back. So she's probably wearing leggings. I'm having a little trouble deciphering what's going on in the middle of this image. So let's see if it will bring it any closer. I like the hood. This is not terrible, but I would be concerned against the corset style armor. Although it looks like they're trying to imply maybe an articulation. I've seen a lot worse. I'm not disappointed, but I did use the word medieval. So it's been pretty on. Oh my. Oh my. Wait, what is this? Yes, what is this? Now this is fascinating. Okay, there are pieces of this that almost make sense. Almost. No, I don't want to share it. We got greaves. That's not bad. And then pants and then a kilt. armored skirting is not bad. I know that looks kind of funny. The armor skirting is not as terrible as you might think. It would be better if it had a third piece to cover the bum. But that's not terrible. It just really needs a third piece to cover the bum. Those aren't terrible either. It'll protect your shins. I think you're going to find a lot more terrain damage towards your shins than your stuff. The attachments are a little weak, and the arcing is not quite right, so it's going to try to dig into the top of your foot. So any blow that hits, come back here. Any blow that hits the top of those greaves is going to drive, if these were actually rigid, the blow into the top of the arch of your foot. That could be problematic. Let's see. Oh, I've got some commentary. Okay. At least all the important armor fits there. There we go. Functional is optional. Not for the mortal living, Johnny. If you had proper chest plates, you wouldn't keep getting impaled from behind. Chest plate and a back plate, something to stop them from running through your unbeating undead heart. Breathing is important, Easy for you to say. You already look good. That's true. No! Do not tell them. My wife just said, you can bob and weave better when you're asphyxiating. No! I don't. I am, even though I've said it at times when they're clipping on my gorget, oxygen is not optional. No! Do not use lack of oxygen. She sat here, she goes, it gets you that nice little wobble going. You do not use suffocation to imitate drunken mastery. Oh, God, I'm being flanked, y'all. Johnny says you have a point. Think about that. You're at the point in your life where Johnny Cage says you have a point. Someone found a bunch of dead guys and took whatever fit from each of their corpses, mix and match armor. I can respect that, though. That's why I'm not terribly bothered by this as much, because this looks like improvised. Again, it's odd that one shoulder is looks bulky. You can't do flashy spins in those. Okay, this is where I'm going to get on, because that is not terrible articulation. It's big, but it's not terrible. I've seen worse. And yeah, it basically looks like they took a leatherized version of football armor, so the pauldrons are a little excessive. And if you could get 2 of the pauldrons. Right. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, see, now this gives me a whole other, because there's this leather cuff thing. So it's trying to give some neck protection. Where is that leather cuff coming from, though? Okay, they're switching the Under Armour in different pictures. So you have a couple different types of garment here. These are the accessories, but what it's over interests me more, because there's actual potential in what this one is over, which is not the same. There's a shirt missing when we transfer between things. It's driving me bonkers. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that looks like it. So the armor bites would definitely be a thing. I agree. And see, Johnny says you have a point. Foxy says it sounds kinky. Even better. Now, I really want to see someone doing drunken boxing in full plate armor. Choking's for the bedroom. Oh, good Lord. I want to hear it. I'm not sure if it's on the wrong side or if it's it could be on the left side if they're doing a defensive stance. Because, okay, if I stand like that, that puts the shoulder on my left side, so I'm verifying. So if you have that to cover the high area above your shield so that you can wear a shield on that arm low, keeping your right shoulder free for higher attacks. So, okay, hold on. So, do I have a shield in here? I do not have a shield in here again. Okay. I need a shield. 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to improvise the armor that you're seeing out of bits and pieces around me. Okay. This is definitely going to be one of those. So this is the big pauldron, right? Now, yeah, I didn't think that would hold up. You guys don't need all that information about what I'm working on. But okay, if I'm holding a shield, okay, that's going to give me a little more protection when I drop the shield. But if I'm fighting a high style, SCA heavy, your right hand is back because your left hand is leading with the shield. Defensive stance. Believe it or not, this goofy semi-functional armor accessory doesn't hurt my soul. Now, it is very much over armor. It is armor to protect what you're wearing to make it go. But I think it could actually be semi-viable. I just had to physically ponder it out. A little bug this. Oh yeah. The shirt, the over armor parts make sense. The under armor doesn't. Hearing it would sound like that video online, the little guy doing electric slide on armor. Can you imagine the clanging? Drunken Swordsman sounds like Nick's worst nightmare, and I'm here for the psychic damage. You fool! You don't know, but I happened to be the origin of drunken fencing style in the Middle Kingdom. About 2 decades ago, I developed a variant to approach fencing using the same methodology without the chemical entanglements to no small amount of effect. Much to the chagrin of my former swordmaster who tried to claim that he started it. To which I said, but who was Jackie Chan's teacher? And he went, what? Who was Jackie's teacher? What do you mean? If you don't know So High, you don't know drunken fencing. Get out of here. Well, Pauldron says it might not be so. Yeah. The lower cut, you'd have to do some mirroring to get it to work on the other shoulder. And that's going to, see, this pauldron's going to over armor that shoulder, but entangle the upward movement just a bit. It actually would make you less likely to table your shield. So you're less likely to pull your shield too up and leave your bottom exposed. This might not, I mean, I hate to say it because it looks dorky, but it might not be that bad. That might be the best thing I've seen in pattern-wise in some time. I'm going to save that because I really want to mess with this aesthetically. And I want all the pieces. I will say they need a butt pad because he's going to get smacked with rap shots on his butt all day in this armor. All it takes is one short little girl like my wife to come in and go, wickety, 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 run the shield right up to him and just smack him on the butt all day. But those, I mean, that's Brigadine. That is just, granted they're using leather layered and pop rivets because it is costuming. And they made the design a little pretty with the angling. But it's basically a Brigadine skirt. That's not terrible. I almost have more issue with the way they did some of the braces. The bottom of the greaves over here bother me more. Ooh, let's see what the... Nope! One sec. There we go. No. There we go. Can I do this? Sorry, no music. Let's see if we get any better angles on this stuff. Now, I do like that style of belting. There are some good patterns in here. The material is wrong, but the design is not terrible. Hi, I like your axe. I would steal your axe from you. That's interesting. It's definitely what, Warbler or looks like genuine leather. Yeah, that's a great way for saying it's junk plastic. But what happened is with this guy, what is going on? I swear he has another piece of armor. Like he has a chest piece under there that isn't under there in the pictures. That's a little deceptive. Because where does this go? Oh, down to here. It goes down to his belt, and it rides up at his natural waist, and then he has a gap where he's wasted his fabric and curtain. So he's still leaving this belly band area wide open. But it's not terrible, and I'm surprised at that. Okay, I see that. Yes, protect the posterior. What about Enzio's armor from Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood? You know what? Give me a second. Because I like, whenever I have video game armor, if I can find a costuming, what do we want? Enzio's armor. Creed. Let me just see if that pops up. Okay, I'm going to see if I can find a better picture. And hold on. Enzio's. Oh, I'm adding an N. Ezio's armor. Hold on, it was my first thought. Creed. I'm having really bad nerve pain today, so my typing is crud. Let's go. Okay. Images. see, okay. Give me a second to bring this back out. Most of it is not armor. It's tack-ons. Said, hold on, you don't know if you'll find wearable, which I didn't right now, with a quick search. But a lot of it is let's go here. Go to this image. And see if I can see what we've got going on. Advertisement. Assassins 3. Well, this is Assassins 3. Okay. Ironically, this is very much in the same. Oh, it's not giving me the. Sorry. Hold on. Share this tab instead. There we go. And I see that I know he is alternating, but this is it gives a shoulder. The way they've done these van braces, I absolutely hate. I hate these van braces because those are nearly sabotons, which are going to tangle up his elbows. Something fierce. I need more angles, but the arm just. That's not going to work right. Unless that's yeah, I can't. That's my thing. I can't see how he could bend his arms in this. So it has to be silver fabric. Now, I understand the mechanizations of the Assassin's dagger that Da Vinci made and all that, but still, what this is actually here. This is an interesting image because this is very close to the armor aspects as we're seeing. You have to ask, what does it protect? If he's using the forearms, okay, I need this for just a moment. If he's using bracers, yay bracers. I love good bracers. I've had to fight with them and without them. I do prefer good bracers. You're going to have protection. And but the problem is that's the left shoulder. The left shoulder is over armored. You would want better armor on your right shoulder. What?
Understand what's going on.
Oh, I'm reviewing video game armor.
Okay.
Okay. On my live stream. Is that okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That's what's bugging me. It's plate over fabric. And it's much more accessorized and ornamentation. Now look at this. What is going on here? What is going on here? Can I just give me a second? Give it a second. Just advertisement, requirements. Where can I please see the armor? No, I don't promote any of these products. Get out of here. I want to see the armor. There we go. Lots of layers, which looks good. Now let me look. At the bottom, hold on. Let me make this a little more prevalent. Let me see what we can do with this. There we go. Why is that junk running? No, I don't care about a Lafayette store. Go away. Okay, I just want this image. Is it actually going to give me the image? Yay! Cool. Okay, I can work with this. We have lots of fabric layered, pretty heavy. Now this makes me happy. Right here makes me happy. Because that is fabric wrapped around chainmail. Let me get rid of this real quick. But then it's more fabric wrapped and more fabric that might be wrapped around. That it almost looks like it's trying to be fabric covered leather. But the bulk of this, and again, this bizarre, I see no articulation in this pauldron. So he's going to have no motion. What are they? Are they smoking? You won't be able to fight in that. I mean, the padding's nice because that pauldron's going to slam into your shoulder. You only can. Okay, I need this. Give me this. Thank you. You only can, like, okay, if I put. Okay, we're going to grab another random object. What? And that pauldron is that big. If I could cut it out of this plastic of this pitcher, that is not going to work, people. I would let it go on a tanky-ish fighter if the other one wasn't oversized. You put a shield in that, or he's using that oversized buckler. But yeah, he cannot raise that arm at all. I don't. And for a game like Assassin's Creed, where you're supposed to be able to really get what's going on. Okay. Sorry, we had a technical difficulty on my end. I just have to back out of that for a moment because my the streaming while showing things is causing a bit of problem. And let me get my banners back at least. There we go. Now, I love costuming. I love good designs. But guys, when you're writing your stories, when you're looking for armor you want, think about what it does. What's it protecting? Because, boy, these guys value their shoulders. My shoulders must be protected at all costs. What is this? Warhammer 40K? I am kind of baffled by that. Maybe, tell you what, if I get a chance, next week I will draw up some armor designs. I may even look to see some of my old stuff, what I have that I have used. Wait. Look up Virgo cloth myth. Now, Johnny, I love you, but there's no way I'm looking that up on screen. Virgo cloth myth. Man, okay, we are going deep. Are you intending to send me in the route of Saint Saya? Yes, you are. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm going to move this over. Okay. I found an action figure, Johnny. Give me a second. Go see if it lets me. Okay, this is super stylized. but theoretically, you could raise your shoulders. Can we just do this? Thank you. In it. Because it's reasonable Under Armour over this decorative overpiece. There's a collar raised to prevent shots. This is very, very stylized. The heels are a little high. Not terrible. But for fantasy armor, it's not terrible. And let me see, do they show him in the helmet? Now there he is praying. I'm trying to process what it is I am seeing in this character. So I have to flick around a little bit. The helmet's not nightmarish. The halo thing is terrible. The raw weight. I'd have to cut the whole back off of the quasi-cloaky thing. It's like there's a good armor inside a questionable armor inside a what the F is someone thinking. Right. No, I get that the two over shoulders aren't moving. That's a very Japanese style. It, like I said, you could actually move better in a lot of this without, if you're not factoring in the ornamental weight of the fake wings and horn halo in the back. Like, I could edit this into something quite plausible. It's not even pauldron because it's a chest piece adaptation. Isn't horrific, but there's so much of it. It's like I could actually fix this to be, because you see, in there's a decent shoulder cup. He's got decent shoulder armor. Wrap around. It's not perfect, but they had to keep the toy articulated, so I can understand. The incorporated the attached sparring shields would again add a lot of weight and slow. Okay. See if you find an image of Virgo no Shaka. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Virgo no Shaka. And give me a second to find images. Okay, so let's work with this one. I think I can see what's going on here. Give me a second because I'm trying to get the zoomed in to load it. Share this tab instead. Okay. I can't zoom in a lot. This is not bad. The core is not terrible. There's a bit of articulation. The spoons aren't too pronounced. You could fight decently in this, believe it or not. The helmet, again, is over ornate. The only way I would possibly fix it is his chest bare right there? I don't know. That's the peak going in. This is not terrible. I'd give it a tolerant, but yeah. Cindy concurs the shoulder wings, for lack of a better word, because they're going to catch missed shots. Think in terms of okay. Let me do this. Think in terms of like a Halo hitbox. You know, when you're playing video games, if you pick smaller characters, they have a smaller hitbox. They're usually harder to hit. But I think, yeah, he could do everything, but he might have a little issue with doorways and any entangling. It's not bad, Johnny. You actually pulled one that was fairly comforting on the scale of horrors that I have had to endure today. The bronze arm ones are the bad ones. That is good to know. Well, do you guys want another round of trying to do Cursed Armor review? I can leave the folder up and we can try it again, or we can move on to something else for next week. Now, remember, we will be in the realm of spooky season, so it's up to you guys. Let me know what you think. And Patreon folks, message me on Patreon or message me directly. I know who you are. But we are at size is just like a metal bra. That does not surprise me. There's some interesting forms going on in that program. But let me see. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This hurts. I'm going to give you this one. Let's see. We could do the inverse and do good armor. Yeah, we could do good armor. I'll set up a good armor review. It's anime. Girly armor will be all boobs and bare bellies and bikini shorts. You're not wrong. A lot of the time. And just to be fair to Johnny, give you one last thing before I wrap up for tonight. Let's see. We are here. We'll go here. Just stab me now. Behold, my abs shall protect me as I wear heavy metal football armor and earmuffs. His metal earmuffs shall protect his ears. His arms are protected by fish tails. Gundam grade knees. Don't squat or you'll poke yourself with the Pegasus things. But my belly, man, his belly button is armored. Nothing is getting his belly button. Yep. Saya is very much a dude. And he pulled out of the anime female armor category. Behold my abs. Where's my cursor? Over here. Get over here. He's got great mobility. Yeah. He's wearing kneeling or crouching with her. He's on that David versus Goliath strategy. Then he needs to lose the rest of this armor. Because this is just... I mean, those dolphin tail van braces, friends, are a life choice, and I'm not sure he chose to live. But you need to get me some Just Stab Me Now merch. Yeah, you know what? I totally support that. Jill Barrett, while I don't always agree with her, is a great source of conversation and contemplation. But friends, we are at an hour 20. I can feel my voice starting to scratch out pretty hard because we did find ourselves into some abhorrent armor. I kind of like that free range, just scrolling through things. But it can assemble into a pretty horse. That makes up. I would rather say have the pretty horse and wear armor that will keep you safe while riding on the pretty horse. That's what you do in that case. My armor turns into a pretty horse. A pretty horse is more useful than armor that won't protect you. And then get armor that will protect you. And then ride the pretty horse. I'm sorry, I'm making fun. I'm saying so definitely out of love. But guys, whatever armor you pick in life, make sure it covers your vital areas. I think a lot of these armorers who design stuff look at the bodies of the fallen, you know. I'm sorry, the people who come back. You know, they come back and they're like, okay, we need to up armor here because they're hurt. Horse armor is beautiful. I've seen some gorgeous horse armor. Maybe I can, you know what? I leave it on me. I'm going to go fishing for armor next week, and I'll bring up something that sounds pleasant. I'll set you guys up, but maybe we'll show some horse armor. I can show. I've shown some bad. I will track down some good armor to talk about, and I can show you some of that next week. I may also do some sketches to be educational, and maybe some armor parts. You know, I think that might be beneficial for you guys if that is something you're interested in. But with all that, I am getting my throat is starting to hurt pretty bad from the loud reactions, and I do need to drink a whole bunch of this beverage over here. Thank you for an utterly enjoyable night. Please, guys, hit the like on these videos. I need the algorithmic support. And if you haven't bought my books, this poor book is so beat up from me actually using it, I'm going to get in trouble. But The Simple Sword, The Fighting Axe, and The Simple Spear. Please do so. I am working on multiple projects at the same time. Hydrogen dioxide. I actually got many signatures to ban dihydrogen monoxide on campus when I was in college, just to see if I could pull it off as a sociological experiment. It's tragic that it worked, but yes, I'm going to drink. You guys have a lovely evening. I will see you all very soon. I'm still trying to get some stuff together. And yes, please consider becoming Patreon members if you aren't already. And with that, guys, keep your guard up. Do your drills. Keep your guard up. Be kind to yourself and each other. And as always, thank you for supporting your local Swordmaster. I will see you next week for the next Historical Fencing Guild live stream, and possibly some other stuff later. On my way back, I never did find out what huge critter was the surprise. So let me know when I can. I'm really curious about the huge critter. But after that, I will talk to you guys later. You have a good one.